How are we all doing? I hope everyone's keeping well out there at the minute. And weather's being wonderful here. Absolutely scorching. Too warm to be in the shed, in fact. So I haven't been doing a whole lot in here at all lately. Anyway, I'm wearing a funny hat. I'm wearing a Red Army hat. And you might ask, why are you wearing a Red Army hat, John Joe? Well, I suppose it's tied in with this. What's in this little box. And they're kind of linked in together, you know. So we'll have a look at the little box and we'll have a look at what's in our little box. So, it would make a nice lunchbox if you're working on a building site or something, but it's not a lunchbox. I suspect some of you already know what's inside this little box. Ta-da! I was given this the other day, because people know I like stuff. Says, I've got a machine thing here, do you want it? It's going in the bin. The fellow I work with, he was clearing out his shed because people have nothing better to do lately, and he brought this into work and he was going to put it in the wee skip, and I said no. He asked me did I want it. I've a meter thing here, he said, so I says yeah, I'll have a bit of that. So we have the meter now. The foam has gone rotten, of course, which it always does in these things. And you can see it's a substantial case. Nice meter. It looks like it's made out of bakelite. I think I'd still be reaching for the Avo somehow. Not quite as heavy as an Avo. In fact, nowhere near as heavy. And inside the tin, we get the operating instructions. This is a certificate of calibration to say that it's, within all the specs and what have you. And our comrade here signed it and stamped it the 6th of the 7th 1976. So that puts it at nearly 44 years old. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, it is right. Yeah, 2020. What else have we got? We have tissue. We don't want that particularly. We've got this little bit of card. I don't know, maybe that goes over the batteries, does it? Yeah, that's where that lived. I'm gonna keep that. This is the back. Now the back was off it. All this is how I was given it. That's the back. So the back was off it. We get in this little packet there's a diode, and I think this must be a replacement diode or whatever for the meter. So they give you one of those in nice grease proof communist paper. One probe. We're probably missing a few bits and pieces here. And one clip and the probe. A positive and negative probe out of, how can I describe the wire that's on this? It's not great. It's not silicone. It's probably some kind of a PVC, but it feels terrible. I'll tell you what it feels like. You might remember the PVC coated wire that you used to get sometimes, and when you'd solder the stuff would shrink away from it, and shrink all the way up the wire. That's what it feels like. Anyway, we'll try and do a few silly measurements with it. I'll try and check a battery with it. I don't have a battery to go in it. I'll probably make up and get a 3 AA holder. It takes it says 3.7 to 4.7 volt, but it takes one of those lantern battery affairs, the 4.5 volt bicycle battery lamps. I can't remember the name, but yeah, it takes one of those. So 3 AA alkalines in there in a little holder would be ideal. Now let's have a look at the operating instructions. Mainly in English and Russian there. So this was Yeah. Operating. Congratulations on our multimeter. Negligible changes in instrument design and circuit may not be reflected in this manual. So basically just telling you how to use the multimeter and I suppose things that you would imagine you would like to find on principle of operation, blah 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 blah. Preparing the instrument for operation and nobody ever reads the instructions anyway, but parts list, obviously got a diagram in here as well. So they give you everything you need to know about it. Quite nice. All this Russian stuff was imported by a crowd in London, the name of which has gone out of my head, but they used to sell these and the Vega radios and record players and stuff like that. They were called, what was it, electrical and science equipment or something they were called in London. They used to import this stuff. This was how, you know, the Russians got valuable foreign currency in, by selling all this stuff. Yeah, so that's the guarantee card. Right, I don't know, we'll try and measure a battery or something with it and see what happens. This tastes like a fresh 9-volt battery. So, you know, for 30-volt range. Let's see what it tastes like there. Yeah, just about out of the light. Let's see what happens. I think that's a bit low. Let's see what the fluke says. Now, when you're using, because the fluke is a very high input impedance, and this probably not so much, you must measure the two together. Otherwise, the voltage would read lower on this than it would on this, or higher on this. So you do the two of them at the same time, and that cancels that error out. .905, and we're getting a reading on 8.2, I'd imagine. Yeah, so it's out a bit. Because then, is it zero? Hold on a minute. I'm so used to using bloody digital meters, I never zeroed the movement. That's terrible. That's terrible. Blaming this thing. I'll zero this lad first. Oh no, the needle won't come up to zero. Ah, come on, you can do it. Yeah, probably wants to be sitting. The movement isn't very well balanced. Alright, I'll have to do it on the horizontal. Right, we'll try that again. There's no mirror in this either for the parallax errors, which is sad. Right, we'll try that once more. .05, and yeah, the needle's just covering the 9 mark. So yeah, it's probably within spec, alright. I think it's 2.5% on DC and 2.5% full scale on ohms, and 4% of full scale on AC. So it's, I think the old Avo has it bet there a bit anyway. Avo is definitely better than that. Ooh. Will we open it up and have a look inside? We may as well. Now we'll see that the wax seal is still in here covering the screw, so it's never been opened before. So let me see. screwdriver. Will that fit down there? Nope. Right, I have to get a screwdriver. I get into this. And drill my way down through the wax. There we are, we're in. Ho ho! Screws all over the place. Lovely. Now we can see it's quite a neat and tidy affair. All the screws are being sealed with that sealer that you see in the Vega radios as well, the white paint. There are pots. All our resistors here are in a little, for the ranges are in this little holder to keep them steady. Sort of a plastic thing all bolted together with them in the middle. There's our range selector there. And that's the changeover for AC and DC and polarity. And ohms or PNP or NPN transistor it does the transistor gain as well. So it's a nice little multimeter. Well, you'll get a battery for it, or I'll make up a battery holder for it with 3 AAs, and we'll see what the resistance ranges are like on it as well. But I think it's fairly close. Certainly close enough on the voltage anyway for what it is. So there you are. There's a quick look at a Soviet multimeter. I wish you all the best, and I hope everyone's keeping well out there. More super interesting content coming soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Good luck for now.